All right, Prosi. As I can see right here, we had a chat before. We have already showed interest on raising capital for your own fund, for your own firm. And as you have already mentioned before, you are managing 25 million in that the management. You are looking to raise capital from what I can see. I would actually be more than glad to hear more about your own background, what you have already built so far with your own fund. And before the end of the call, if there is any potential collaboration, so I will make sure to share the next few steps from there.
Okay. Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, have you already heard what I said?
I sorry, I must not have understood what you said.
Yeah, I said, I mean, if you can share a bit about what you have already done so far with your own fund, that would be actually a good start of the call, I think. What do you think?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we've been around for a while. As far as what we've done to raise assets, we've got a sort of email drip program that we reach out to a number of investors on. As I mentioned to you, performance hasn't been super strong in the last couple of years, which hasn't made it super easy. That's changed in the last few months here now, last 3 months. As far as where our assets lie, most of them are in Canada, either with investment advisors or with high net worth individuals.
Understood. Thanks for sharing that. And you are managing 25 million today, correct?
Correct, yeah.
What was the performance for the last 3 months?
We're up about just under 13%, like 12 and 12.9.
13% yearly
That's in the last 3 months.
for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you have a decent amount of performance that you are generating today, correct?
Well, we're up now, right? So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen bigger funds that are generating less than you in the market.
Yeah.
So 13% for each quarter, and in total for every year, you are generating almost 13, almost, you are generating almost 70%.
Yeah, if you were to annualize what we've done in the last 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, okay. 70%. Okay, and you had any drawdown on that?
We did before, so we're up about year to date, we're only up around 2%.
Okay, understood. And since when have you been at 25 million?
Well, we were much higher before, and we've shrunk down there over the last couple of years.
Okay, so you have been at which level?
Pardon me?
I mean, you have been at which level before? You told me that you have been at higher level in the asset management. Which level have you been at before?
So our max was about 130 million.
Okay, and what it happened?
Performance. So we had as I mentioned, we had weak performance in 2022 to really to the last 3 months, and we've seen obviously some of that's been hit with the performance and some of it with redemptions.
Understood. And how have you already handled the redemption? I mean, do you have any methods today or any strategies to handle the redemption?
I mean, trying to stay in front of existing clients and then performance, right? Those are the two things.
Understood. Have you already raised more capital from the same existing client after you have already solved the performance thing?
Can you say that again?
Sure. I mean, have you already raised more capital or have you already got more re-ups from the same existing clients after you have already fixed the performance for the last couple of months?
We have not. I mean, most of them are kind of in wait and see mode right now.
Hmm. So you have So you have, in other words, like you have already lost the confidence from their own side.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, let's wait and see what happens here, and
Mm.
we'll look at that down the road, right?
Mm. Understood. And they have been clients with you for a long time today, or
In some cases, yeah. In some cases, they've been clients for a long time.
okay. How many team members do you have today?
There's two of us.
Okay. And you are operating with the trading side, and the second one, what he's operating with?
Say that again.
Sure. I mean, you are operating with the trading side. I mean, you are doing the investment side, and the second one, he's doing the same thing. Or what his responsibilities exactly?
Yeah, exactly. So we're both on, both kind of doing investment side things, right?
Mm, okay. And do you think that's scalable?
Is it, sorry, what?
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's you can scale up that fund, but by what you are doing today, what do you think that you need to do right here to scale up that fund from your own perspective?
Well, I mean, I think there's two things. One is performance. I think that's always important. And then just reaching out to more potential investors, right? To bring them in and show them what we do and how we do it. I mean, we've won in the past, we've won a lot of awards. We've had some fairly strong performance. So
Yeah, understood. Since when have you launched the fund?
2008.
Okay, so since then you have you have already scaled up to 130 range, then you have lost it all the way down to 25 million.
Yes.
Okay. And since 2008, it has been like two of you in the fund.
We've been bigger at times. So at one point in time, we had four people here.
Hmm, understood. The fee structure that you currently have, is it like 220?
Correct.
220. Okay, so on the 130 million that you have already mentioned before, it was also 220, or you had a different structure?
Yeah, no, that was the same. Yeah.
The same. Okay, so you have already lost a bit of money. I mean, since you have already dropped from that level to the current level today.
Yeah, for sure.
How much you have already made when you was at 130 million? I mean, um, with the expenses, with everything.
What would we have made?
Exactly. I mean,
Uh,
when you was at 130 million and you was charging 220, what was the revenue per year at that time?
like in the 3.5 million range.
3.5 million. Okay. And today you have 25 million.
Yeah.
How what the revenue for today?
Right now we're like the net revenue, we're probably around like 400.
400K. Almost 3x from the peak. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. And have you tried to do anything, I mean, by the side to make sure that you will solve that?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Sure. I mean, have you tried to solve that in any other way, or have you tried to identify what the gap right here, or what the main issue is that you can actually double on it? I mean, beside the performance, absolutely performance, it's absolutely a big, huge thing. But I mean, you have already been in the space or in the marketplace since 2008, and you have already been at 130 million all the way down to 25 million. What do you think that it has already been the reason to have this gap?
Performance.
Performance? Exactly. And what do you think that has already been the reason to lose the performance that you had before?
No, we ended up in, if you go back to 2022, we ended up in several illiquid positions.
Mm,
Those illiquid positions um, got us into a situation as we saw a drop in performance in the overall markets, and then we saw redemptions. They became bigger positions as a percentage of the fund, and we weren't able to liquidate them. Took us a couple of years to get off of some of them, and
mm,
that was the biggest. That was kind of the biggest thing.
understood. Do you think that the performance of that you wasn't like performing in the best way, in the best ways in the trading because you had to do everything on your own?
I don't. It was just a function of ending up with a liquid. And well, they weren't a liquid when we went into them, but we saw a fairly significant change, something that we haven't really, no one in this generation of investing hasn't ever experienced, where we saw such a rapid drop in the money supply, and at the same time we saw an increase in interest rates, and both those factors had a significant impact on anything that was, say, a sub $100 million in market cap. And as a result, some of those companies just went completely illiquid, where you saw other portfolio managers just exit this sector, exit that size 100%.
Hmm, understood. Understood. And then from there, you have lost the performance and the redemption started to get up.
Yeah.
Okay, understand. Today, from what you can see right here, you have already started to get better performance than what you had before. I mean, the performance that you had for the last 3 months, I can clearly say that to you that you are performing better than hedge funds in the 1 billion investment management today for the last 3 months. So you have already achieved a decent amount of level. But what do you think that will actually help you right here to scale up the fund from your own perspective or from your own constitution? I mean, you are inside the fund, you know the fund more than me for sure. What do you think that you need actually to have it, or you need actually to add up to the operation internally to make sure that you can scale it up?
Uh, like probably the biggest would be just to have dedicated business development who are on, kind of on the outreach all the time, right? Like what ends up happening is there's probably not enough time to dedicate to that. And so as a result, it doesn't get done to the same degree as if you had somebody who was dedicated doing that.
Hmm. Will that give you more time to focus on the investing side?
Well, yeah, I mean, if that was completely taken off my plate, it would for sure, but it would also have somebody who is doing that more on a regular basis, right?
Hmm. So it would help you out through the investing. Maybe it could actually help you out to generate better performance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with what we do. Clearly, we had a situation where we got into some stuff that was too illiquid, and we had a significant change in market. That's something that we've made adjustments to our process so that we won't get there. The process itself, we want a risk grade award for 10-year risk adjusted returns in 2021. So it's not a function of not being able to manage or not having a system that works. It was a function of really what happened in the markets. And, that was a sort of hangover of COVID, where the money supply was shrunk at historic rates to where it went negative. And at the same time, you saw interest rates increase, and it had, a huge impact. And if you look at, what happened, market and money flowed to the other end of that. It went all Mag 7. So it was in, the seven largest companies. And where did that money leave? It left all the smaller stuff.
Hmm.
So now it's a function going forward of using the same process that we have, but putting filters on that so that we're not into those smaller circumstances. And so as a result, that removes that overhang.
Hmm. Hmm. Understood. Understood. When have you already closed new capital? I mean, new clients who wanted to invest into your own fund. When was the last time you have already closed in new clients?
If we brought anyone new in, would have been last year. We haven't brought any new money in this year.
Okay, so last year.
Yeah,
So this year you haven't brought in any new capital.
correct.
Okay. Why is that? I mean,
Well, it goes back to the same thing that we talked about, right? I mean, anyone that we talked about or talked to, their first thing they do is like look at the record and then go, okay, well, that's all great that you say you made these changes, but let's wait and see. And so, that wait and see period is, who knows how long, right?
mm, mm, okay. Do, do you think that actually making you to lose money from this waiting and see loop?
Can you repeat that? I didn't understand that.
Sure. I mean, this is like waiting and see loop. I mean that they are keep telling you that, do you think that actually making you to lose money and time?
Like you're asking me if the wait and see is actual legit, or I'm
I mean,
not quite.
yeah, I mean, they are telling you today, okay, we want to wait and see what the performance would be from this current stage. Do you think that will that it has already huge impact on the growth for the fund, and at the same time it actually make you to lose money and time from actually waiting and not keep performing?
Well, if you're asking me like, are those people who are waiting, or will they come in? Well, that's been our experience. Is like we've always seen the biggest sort of increase in assets after we've had strong performance, and we've seen outflows after we've had weak performance. It kind of goes contrary to what investors should be doing, but that's unfortunately what people do.
Hmm. Hmm. Since when they told you that, all right, we want and wait and see right now to see how things will look like from here?
When has that happened?
Exactly. Since when they have already started to give you this vague response?
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, we sort of at the beginning of this year started to talk to people more about, what we had done to realign the portfolio strategy so that we put those filters in to remove any of the issues that caused the problems over the last 3 years.
Hmm.
And that's I would imagine probably too short for term for people to really evaluate it, right? Especially with what's going on. There's been so much volatility.
Hmm. Hmm. Understood. How many clients do you have currently?
There's about 60.
60 clients. And check size, what the minimum check size?
Mm. Just depends. We've got some that have been as low as 25,000 and a few that are $1 million.
Hmm. It's 25K up to 1 milli.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Understood. I mean, do you think if you had like a system today to maintain the capital or to make sure that you can build more trust, credibility with the current investors, that you can get more refills and get more capital from the same existing clients?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it.
Do you think that you can easily like scale it up like by five to up 5 to 10 million from the same existing clients if you understand how you can actually have a system to build that trust, credibility, the confidence in your own fund again?
Yeah, we think so. Yeah.
Okay, understood. And what the capital targets that you're looking to rise, by the way?
Say that again.
What the capital targets that you're looking to rise, by the way?
What are we looking to raise?
Exactly.
I mean, we'd like to get back above where we were before, right?
130 million, correct?
Well, I mean, we didn't stop there because we wanted to. We just got stopped there. But I mean,
Mm,
we would continue to go above that, right?
understood. And what do you have for vision for this fund? I mean, where are you looking to take the fund to as a finalized goal?
I mean, if we were between 500 and a billion would be on, you know, would be ideal.
Do you think that you have the capacity for it?
Yeah, we do for sure.
Okay, so you have the capacity to 500 million up to 1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, and you would have the same structure for the fee structure. You would take 220. Would be the same, or would you change? Would you do any adjustment on that?
I mean, in a perfect world, we wouldn't do any adjustments, but I don't know, whether or not that needs to be adjusted to raise capital. I don't know.
Understood. Okay, and if you have already raised 500 million, I mean, how would that affect the growth of the fund? Do you think that you would actually start to get more capital from your own network, maybe, or from the same existing clients, or what do you think would happen from there?
I do. I mean, that's the way things work, right? After you get to a certain critical mass, then you grow internally in a lot of ways as much as you do externally, right?
In which way do you think?
In which way? Well, just I mean, as you perform and have happy clients, they refer you, and if you have, 500 million versus 50 million, you're going to have, more people who are going to be referring to you. You can also do more from a marketing standpoint if that's if that's outreach, if that's events, depending on what it is, that also helps to drive more and more business, right?
Understood. Would it become easier for you to scale up to over 1 billion from there, do you think?
Yeah, like from where we are now to 500 or 500 to a billion, I think the 500 to a billion would be easier and happen faster than it would from 0 to 500 or from 25 to 500. Yeah.
It makes all the sense. It makes all the sense. And why do you want to scale up the fund right now? I mean, you have already been at the same stage like since 2018, correct?
So why do I want to, sorry, what?
I mean, why do you want to rise out to scale up the fund right now? As you have already mentioned to me, you have been at the same stage for how long time you have been at the same stage? For a couple of years, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, what it has changed? I mean, why do you want to do the shift to start actually working on scaling up asset management right now?
Well, it was never something that we said we didn't want. We've always wanted to get there. It's a function of time and a function of performance.
So you think now is the best time because the performance now it has already became better.
So in the past, we had fairly consistent performance. We certainly had periods of drawdown, but we had nowhere near what we've just gone through. I think we have a process that works really well and is effective and produces alpha. And clearly we got in a situation where the macro dynamic changed significantly, and it still is like that. And so now we've had to adjust what we do, but what we do works. We know that. And going forward, there's a huge opportunity there because I think we generate alpha like we did in the past and we avoid what we've just gone through.
Understood. Okay, understood. Sir, do you have an intro deck today?
Sorry, what?
Do you have an intro deck that you are providing to the investors when you are reaching out to them?
A deck?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Do you have the BBM documents?
Sorry, what was that? I didn't understand.
The BBM, the investor agreement. Do you have the investor agreement?
Yes.
Okay. If can you send that over to our own domain? That's what we have for agreements. I will. Can you send that over to our own domain after the call?
Yeah.